My name is Deno Mickle. I go by Deno. Yes, I am. I am retired. I'm the old guy, I guess. Did my 20 years in the Air Force. Loved it. Sometimes I hated it, but I would never trade it. It made me who I am today. So I'd like to thank Corey and Melissa Boatwright. As she mentioned, Corey, he and I, we've known each other for a long time. We've gone through some hell together. We were deployed out with a very elite group of soldiers, and we came back in one piece together with some stories. So I really appreciate you guys having me here today. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about resilience. Okay, you know, when I first started putting my story together, I thought about what could I really talk about, so many different directions. But as employers and business owners, I think you guys need to understand that what you get from military members is resilience. You know, we have to go through a lot of things to become who we are in the military world. A lot of lessons, some of us actually come with skills already before basic training, but a lot of us have to learn them through basic training throughout our military, whether it's going to be a career or just a brief moment. So I'll give you a little bit about myself so maybe you'll understand what I'm talking about here. So my military career, I started in 1994. I was 20 years old. I decided to join the Air Force. I got tired of school. It wasn't for me. I wasn't mature enough to do it. I was like, well, I got to pay my bills. I have to pay for these loans. How am I going to do this? You know, I got to get out of Charleston, South Carolina. That's all I had ever known all my life. Joined the military, went home and said, Mom and Dad, I'm going to the military. Look at me like I'm crazy. I didn't really ask them. It's my thing. I'm an adult, do what I want. So I joined the military, I joined the Air Force. Went in as a photographer. Just the coolest job in the world. It's very rare that you have a job in the military where you can be an artist. So I was basically paid to give somebody my vision of what I see, and nobody could tell me I'm wrong because it's mine, right? So it's very rare that you can have a job like that. So I was very happy to be able to do that for 20 years. So you know, I had 5 different duty stations, ended up back at home in Charleston, 1st Combat Camera Squadron, where the elite of our career field go. I had to go through a process where I had to basically compete for that position, and I was lucky enough to get it. I'm at home now, and I'm at where the creme de la creme go for our career field. Cool. But let me tell you about some hurdles, and this has happened all through my career, but here it really hit me. So, you know, I was a prime candidate for attention deficit disorder. Didn't know anything about it, really. I always thought it was kind of odd that I had to study things twice as hard as everybody else. I thought it was just who I was. Okay, maybe there's something wrong with me. Turned out, well, there's nothing wrong with me. I just have something that's a hurdle. How do I get through it? So there's a couple ways to get through it. I could do what I've done all my life and just study a little harder, just try and work a little harder, just you know, pay attention a little bit more. Or I could go with an Adderall, let's say Adderall, which I ended up taking Adderall later on. But the thing is that stopped me from doing the things I want to do as a combat photographer. You can't fly on Adderall. You can't go on certain missions as when you're on Adderall, things of that nature. It really hindered me from doing what I want to do in my career, so I gave it up. I quit. I was like, I don't want that. I want to do what I want to do. I want to be resilient. I want to be a combat photographer, and I can't do it unless I do it on my own. So that was a hurdle. I got through that hurdle, and the triumph is I got to be a part of this outstanding unit that's known throughout the Department of Defense. Everybody knows who Combat Camera is, and if you don't, you probably have seen our products. When you see things on, you know, be it CNN, you know, NBC, Fox, imagery of war, a lot of times that's ours. That's what we do. We go out and we document so everybody else can kind of see what's going on, or commanders can make decisions based on what kind of imagery we give them. So I got to do that. That was my triumph. Now, so eventually I had to figure out, you know, you got to kind of always figure out, hey, where am I going to go in the military? What are you going to do? So I had to go through NCOA, Non-Commissioned Officer Academy. And they do a scale. It's called a P2 scale. So if you're far to the right, then you are 100% invested in being in the military. That's it. There's nothing else. Your passions, no matter what else is going on in your life, that's the only thing that's important. If you're far left, you don't give a shit about it. You know, and I had to come to grips with, where am I? I watched everybody else go before me, and everybody's like, oh, I'm all the way over here. Most people are about maybe 3/4 to the, all the way to the left. I really had to start asking my question, hey, where am I really? I started thinking about my family. Oh, that's Corey. I really started thinking about my family. I really started thinking about my loved ones. You can't do this stuff forever. Are my passions still really here? Understand, going through combat, I've almost lost my life more times than I care to mention. I'm just a photographer, and you really kind of start figuring out, is this where you want to be? Some training stuff. I just threw that in there, not really that important. But this is what's important to me. This kind of made me go from all the way to the right to damn near all the way left. All right, all the way left. This is my wife and kids. We have 5 children. My beautiful wife, who's also a veteran, she's a photographer. She got out now. She's works for a destination wedding company, doing photography still. This is what's important to me. All right, so I'm a father. I'm a husband. My parents are still in Charleston. I'm a son. So I looked at that scale, and I'm almost all the way over. It's time for me to reprioritize my life. My family's the most important in the role that I play to them. So here comes retirement. I stick it out for another 2 years, and I retire. After 20 years and 1 month exactly, I'm out. I get this job, working for a fireplace company. I'm a branch operations manager. There's nobody higher in that position for that company in Charleston than me. Hated every minute of it. I hated it. They knew what they got getting a military member. I was a salary guy, some sucker I was. I found myself working 14, 16 hours a day without complaining for 8 months. Never complained. All I wanted was more training, more resources to make sure we got the job done. I gave them 8 months of everything I had. I probably see my family maybe a day and a half out of the week. So my wife, who supports me in everything I do, looked at me and just said, you need to quit. You need to stop. You need to quit and go and do something else. So I finally talked to my boss, like, I've given you everything I can. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm not your guy. If I have to work this much to get things done, I quit. I give you a month, get somebody in here, I'll teach them everything I know. And I stopped. So the thing I had to think about is I had to remember something that's very, very important, that I forgot all about because, we get into that, I got to make this much, I got to do this kind of job. I'm not some kid coming out of high school. I'm an adult and I'm an experienced leader. I'm an experienced supervisor. But what we do forget to do is we forget to dream as adults. We forget all about dreaming, of doing the jobs that we want to do, doing the things that we want to do. And how can I help somebody to fulfill their dreams and what they need? I'm a firm believer, if you work, in the service of others, you can't go wrong. So what do? I've been doing it in the military for a long time. I train people. In physical training. I decided to go get my certification, personal training. I decided to go back to school thanks to people like Corey Boatwright, who somehow found it that he can be in a war zone doing papers, decide to get out of the Air Force and go to an Ivy League school, get an education, and do what he wants. And I really looked at people who did things like that and said, if they're doing it, I can do it too. I can remember to dream. So I got out. I started my own business, Fit Culture by Deno. I swear if I won the lottery, I would give away my talents. That's what I do. I remember to dream, and now I'm happy. Success, I'm happy. I'm successful. Not rich, but I'm happy. I see my family every day. I coach my daughter. This is my daughter, Jasmine. She's a football player. Jasmine's 10 years old. Two years only girl in the league. 2 years, only girl in the league. So I am Coach Daddy. I coach her also in soccer. Of course, my girls play soccer, my boys play football, and then that's my beautiful wife. You know what? We get to do things together. I get to date my wife. I get to continue to date my wife. I'm a success. I'm a success. So, you guys out there who may possibly have an opportunity to employ a veteran, we go through a lot of things. I've been diagnosed with PTSD, but that's not stopping me from doing the things that I need to do, the things that I hold close to my heart. This isn't a crutch for me. This is just another thing that we go through. Everybody has something they're going through. And the thing is we become resilient in the military. That's what you get when you hire a military member. Somebody who's resilient, somebody who can get it done if you choose to let them learn. If you choose to teach them, if you choose to mentor them, you have that opportunity. You're already getting somebody who's a proven leader and supervisor. Just let them know now the small things they need to do to help you to achieve your goals as business owners. That's what you get with military members. You get that resilience. Thank you.